guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly, and today I'm going to be doing the Get to Know You book tag. I forgot who this tag was created by, but I will link her video down below. She has the same favorite book as me. Guys, I was not tagged by anyone, so I can't leave anyone else's video down below. So there are 12 questions, and let's jump right on into it. Question number 1 is your favorite book. The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I have mentioned that multiple times, so I hope it's not a surprise to anyone who's been on my channel long enough. Question number 2 is, what was your favorite book 5 years ago? The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is the book that got me reading. And I had basically just started reading about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah, it's crazy. Question number 3 is your favorite series. The Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I mean, come on, guys. It's beautiful. It's so good. So good. I love this book to bits. Question number 4 is the last book you read. The last book I finished was Life of Pi. The last book I read from was The Soul of an Octopus by Cy Montgomery. Question number 6 is the most influential book. I'm gonna go with Challenger Deep by Neal Shusterman. This was so beautiful. And it was in a time when I really needed something like this. And it was just amazing. It's about a boy who, about 15, starts developing schizophrenia. And it's goes back and forth between like how the world is and how he sees it like in his mind and how he's like processing the world and stuff, and it's like about his relationships like sort of disappearing with his friends and how he's dealing with that, and how his parents are like sort of noticing but not really doing anything. And it was so amazing and so beautifully written. I mean, it is a little confusing at first, but just keep reading. It doesn't get bad. It just gets better. Question number 7 is a book that made you ugly cry. Yeah. If you read the book, you're not surprised. No one should be surprised that they read this book. I don't cry like super often in books, but guys, this was intense. Like, I was crying so hard. Like, usually when I cry for a book, it's just like just teary eyes, like tear and like silent cry, but I was verbally crying. I was like verbal cry, and I was crying so bad that I was like, I don't know, like I got a fuzzy feeling in my left arm. Sort of like pins and needles, but it didn't hurt. And I was like, gotta get circulation going again. What's happening? And then all of a sudden, I had this weird like pressure, absence of pressure type thing going on back in this back right quadrant of my occipital lobe, back in the brain. Maybe it wasn't the brain, but it was the head back here. But oh my god, that was so weird. I was like, oh my god, I'm dying. So I like got up and I like took a break from reading. It's like, let's just get the blood flowing back again, try not to die. So if anyone actually knows what that means, please let me know so that I cannot die, because I would very much like to not have that experience again. That was a very, very weird experience. Question number 8 is a book that made you laugh. I'm going to go with We Should Hang Out Sometime by Josh Sundquist. This is sort of it's like a non-fiction memoir of all his relationships and all the relationships that have failed, and eventually like why they failed. And it was so funny, and the situations that happen are just so bad. I love this book. So Josh Sundquist, he is a cancer survivor. He had some cancer in his leg, so they had to amputate it right at the hip. So now he has no leg, and pretty much the whole book revolves around the fact that he doesn't have a leg. And I thought it was beautiful, and it was very eye-opening, but it was so funny because these situations are just hilarious. Question number 9 is a character you would like to be for a day. That's going to be Tiger Lily from Tiger Lily by Joni Lynn Anderson. If you don't know, this is a Peter Pan retelling. It's told from the perspective of Tiger Lily through Tinkerbell, and the perspective of Tiger Lily and Tinkerbell through Tinkerbell. Because in this version, fairies have very attuned senses of hearing, so they can actually hear your thoughts, and that's because they can't talk. So it's very interesting. I think this, aside from Hook, is my absolute favorite Peter Pan retelling, just because it was just beautifully written, and the things that happen are, I don't know how to describe it. It was so beautiful, and it's one of my all-time favorite books. And Tiger Lily does go on like adventures, and she does have fun and stuff, and gets into like a little bit of danger, but it's not like, you know, she's in a war or she's trying to like be in the Hunger Games. You know, it's not danger. Question number 10 is a book you've dreamt about. Okay, guys. So I didn't necessarily like dream like I was in the book or like about a book per se, but this is a dream, the only dream that I have like this, okay? So, I was sitting on a couch with my boyfriend. That's not actually real because I don't have a boyfriend, but if you are on Tumblr and you follow like Sarah J. Maas stuff, and you've seen a complete character fan cast, I'm pretty sure my boyfriend was the guy who plays Tamlin in the fan cast, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who it is. I like to be very detailed in my storytelling. And then my best friend and her fiance are on another couch. We're like L couches, but they're not connected, you know, it's not like a sectional, it's just 2 couches. And, you know, we're cuddling, watching a show or whatever, I don't really know. And all of a sudden, I turn to my boyfriend and I'm like, babe, you really, really need to read A Court of Thorns and Roses. What? I've never dreamt of recommending books to people. Like, that was just so weird. Because, what? Who dreams about that? Like, does anyone else ever dream that they've recommended a book to someone? Because that's just weird. I've never done that. Never before have I done that. And I'm pretty sure I've done it like 1 or 2 other times since then where I've recommended A Court of Thorns and Roses to someone. We're like, you have to read this book because that's how much I loved it. And the new book is coming out next year. A Court of Frost and Starlight. I'm so excited. Question number 11 is a book you DNF'd. Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. It's not so much that I didn't like the book or that it was too scary. I really didn't make it very far in. I made it like 26, 27 pages in, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. I thought I was, I wasn't. So that's why I didn't have to. I do plan on reading it. I do plan on reading the trilogy that I didn't know was a trilogy. Like, I bought the second book thinking it was a standalone, and my grandmother's like, oh yeah, isn't that the second book to like Mr. Mercedes? And I was like, oh, fuck. It's not a standalone. Yeah, that happens to me a lot. That I don't know that books are not standalones. Is it weird that I find this cover very enjoyable? Look at the back. It's an ice cream truck. And question number 12 is your most excited read. Okay, so I couldn't pick just one. So I'm going with Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas and The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I've only heard great things about these books. Sarah J. Maas is one of my new favorite authors. I've only heard rave reviews. I haven't heard anyone trash this book yet. I'm hoping it lives up to the hype, and I'm hoping this one is just as good as Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm super excited to read both of these books, and I really don't know when I get to them. My mood is not doing me good right now. I don't know, it's not my month for reading. Not my month. Okay, and I will actually be tagging some people to do this tag, so I'm going to be tagging Rocky from Blonde with the Book, Kayla from On the Fritz, and Jade from Jaded Books. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!